easily say this is what I'm doing, but if no one sees what you're doing, how can they follow that example? People could say, I could say that I'm a good husband, but if there's nobody seeing me as a good husband, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I do remember the time where I was driving. We was coming from the store, and I always tell people, I hold the door. I open the door for Brenda in the car. I open whatever door we go into. I open the door, and so we were walking somewhere from the store, and I opened the door for you, and then a person came behind me and says somewhere from the store, and I opened the door for you, and then a person came behind me and says, wow, you really do open the door. And I said, yeah, I do open the door. I mean, but they saw the example. I can say everything that I want to say, but if I don't show the example of who I am, then it's going to be hard for people to see that example. And so we've got to be that. We've got to understand that being an example is not an option, and people have to see the example that you are. If they don't see the example that you are, then how are they going to tell that you're an example?
There you go. But, and that's what I always say, mean what you say and say what you mean. Not saying if you want to cuss somebody out or hurt them or anything like that, but if a person never picked up a Bible before to learn about Christ and they don't believe in him, but if they say to you, I ain't never read the Bible, but it's like you are that Bible for so many people out there that they could see the goodness and the kindness coming from you and God's love. That's why they always tell people that you have to live your life right, and because you never know who you could come in contact with that really need to know God or really need to be around someone just to see goodness. Crazy world right now. I hope I'm a beacon of light for someone out there, that they'll see me as an example doing the right thing. Y'all got that right. I don't have to pay y'all no more, right? Y'all know I'm a good person. So let that be that right there, that I am a good person, Rick's a good person, and we are all in this together trying to get it together.
Stephen, I'm glad Stephen said he likes the background is nice. Yeah, we're gonna explore some great things. Brenda's again having problems with seeing herself. And so,
I see it on here now.
Okay.
I don't know if that's
it's a little bit. It's a little bit behind. There we go. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna play some music. But for those of you all on Facebook, we got a couple of topics that we always talk about. But what you're going to see now is that you're going to see the video behind this topic that we're going to be talking about. So we've got something new for you that we're going to be showing. But for those of you all that are on Soar Radio, you're going to be hearing some music that we're going to be playing. We're going to be playing some music where you're going to have, in the midst of it all, this is what I'm talking about, being an example of Christ. In the midst of it all, Yolanda Adams is going to tell you, in the midst of it all, you still had to believe. And then we're going to come back with Smokey Norville. He's going to say, I need you now. There are many people out there now to be an example that they can follow. 2020 was rough. They're looking for somebody in 2021 to be a great example. And then I'm going to start off with my R&B thing, the road dog that I am, with Love Is Gonna Last by Stepping Across America. Hey, this is Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo, off the Brittany McKay. Tracy Brown Howard is doing social distancing. I want you all on the radio to continue to listen to this music, and we'll be right back. And for those who are on Facebook, stay tuned because we got some bad conversations to show you. Listen up.
Tune in to the only place you can hear LSTT live. You're only on Soar Radio. So shut up and listen. Now that the Bratz is gone, let's listen to some grown folks, gospel, R&B, and talk. Rick and Brenda, let's do this.
All right, for those of you all that are listening to us here on Facebook, you're going to see some information. Brenda, what's that? The first conversation you're going to talk about is the hand bump, right?
That tickles me. Yes, we're going to talk about the fist bump. Let's see, where did I have that? I'm laughing at how that was the biggest thing. I'm talking still in the mic.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing last year. superseded the handshake. So because right now it's not safe to do a handshake, so it's as they showing, it's a fist bump. But the thing that tickles me with that, we know who brought the fist bump to light many years ago was the Obamas, and they thought they was part of a terrorist for doing that same thing. And that just aggravates me now. Oh Lord, these faces. That just aggravates me now that of course it's acceptable now because it's either the fist bump or the elbow nudge or something. But it's like, wow, just what, 8 years ago, boy, somebody did that and the world went into turmoil, just wondering, oh my God, they fist bumping. What are they up to? Like they never seen that before because it was done to me by black people. But now it's accepted by everybody. And it's like, okay, y'all. And then, of course, this man up there, what is he? Number what? 45?
Number 46.
45? 46?
46.
Whatever he is. He claimed, he never liked handshaking anyway. So he's all for more so the elbow thing. But the more I think about this, it's just like, okay, people, it's just blatant in your face all the time, the division of everything. But even though that was like the number one thing of last year.
Right. I mean, and you're right. A lot of people did think that this was basically, they saw Obama's do it. You had especially a lot of Republicans, basically making this comment that, this is a terrorist thing. But it wasn't. Of course it wasn't. Fist bump has been around for a long time to say about the President of the United States because he was a person of color. And so they did not like this. And so, okay, now, wow, this is a terrorist thing. I mean, they came up with a lot of ridiculous things that made absolutely no sense. And people just, ran with it, and now it's, now the COVID is around. I mean, they don't really want you to fist bump either. But this is what's happening. I know some of y'all on Facebook right now. Tell us what you think about that fist bump thing. So the story is basically saying that this is okay now. Is that what you're bringing up?
Oh, yeah, it's okay now. So, look, because it has changed. I'm still talking to because it had changed over the course of years, and for safety reasons, that is the fist bump elevated big time this year. It states the handshake is simply a casualty of the coronavirus, which, yeah, I get it, but it makes you think, wow, when we did it so long ago, it was a big problem. And now since you have no other choice but to do it, it's like, oh, this is great. This is real great. Okay, people.
All right. So, I mean, fist bump is, it's amazing how a negative thing can happen to make something that's no big deal, something great to do. And so now we're going to go to your next story. I'm gonna tee it up in a second here, and we're talking about this little squirrel thing here. Let me see if I can get this. What am I doing? Okay, I got to take this off. See, this is what I had the last time, little fella. But I can't get that thing on there.
Window capture. You're not in the window capture.
Oh, what am I hitting?
You're in the one right below.
Oh, that's why.
You're locked in.
There we go. So let me start this back over. So as you're talking about this story, go ahead and talk about it.
Okay. It is called The Angry Squirrel Aggressively Attacking Residents of Queens Neighborhood. This story tickled me. You know how we like bringing in Paris animals, such as the parrots who was cussing everybody out. Now the squirrels are fighting and attacking people. This just really blew me away because the residents of a Queens neighborhood are dealing with a squirrel threat. Look at this woman's hand. I mean, a couple of the neighbors said they just jumped out of nowhere and came and attacked them. It's like, what type of squirrels are this? This fellow, I guess they said, y'all trying to run us over in the cars. Now we fighting back. Fight on. Look at that blood. Do you guys see this on the screen? It's like a squirrel literally ran up to someone and attacked them. And I think one of the squirrels attacked the female in her head. It's like, okay. Only thing I have to say about that, watch out for these aggressive squirrels. We only was worried about them in a garbage can, but now they coming up to the people, trying to do bodily harm, going after people.
So, Squirrels usually don't attack people. I got to keep on looking at my music here to make sure that we're still on the air. Yeah, squirrels don't usually attack people, and so that's kind of interesting when you hear this, that they're saying that the squirrel has attacked some people. Usually, the only time they will attack somebody if they have babies or you're, too close to their food or something like that, or they're in the garbage can and you frighten them to death. Yeah, they're gonna attack you. So I don't know. This one kind of throws me off a little bit, people. The attack of the squirrels. I'm sure some station, FX or something like that, is going to have the Revenge of the Squirrels that are going to be coming out soon, and you're going to see squirrels attacking things. When animals attack is already out there, and so I would just say, if you see your garbage can that's got a little hole in the plastic, that means a squirrel has been in there. I say hit it first before you do that. So maybe, y'all should be bothered. Now, if this is in the South, I know this is terrible. Don't be mad at me. But I remember my man telling me they used to eat squirrels and taters. Mm-hmm. So now the squirrels are probably fighting back because you probably tried to eat some of them.
Okay, your comments from Lady Rochelle was wild, and Stephen Best said, Ninja Squirrels of 2021. Now, they say they don't know the reason why the squirrels are attacking with the aggressive behavior is not clear, but small rodents like squirrels rarely test positive for rabies and are not known to have transmitted it to humans. This is according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. One lady said this was an MMA cage match.
Yeah, now your squirrels do have some kind of diseases, so I think I probably want to watch out for them. But hey, if you're getting attacked by a squirrel, I would definitely say, make sure that you have gotten your rabies shots. And make sure that doesn't happen. So I know you're going to go to the next story, which is regarding the Grammy Awards.
That was, a lot of people are upset that they're not going to be able to attend the Grammy, especially the ones who've been nominated. But it's like, seriously, people, we are still going through a pandemic. It's nice that you've been nominated. It's nice that you might receive your award. But I'd rather be alive to look at my award that they would ship and send to me rather than to just say, oh, God, I really want to be at the Grammys. No. I'm still on that. They said they might postpone it into March, and only people who would be there will be the presenters probably, just to present the awards. But come on, people. Seriously. I just keep thinking that. I remember when COVID first happened, everyone was, when we going to get back to church? We need to be. No, I'm not saying that God could wait, because God can never wait. But the thing is, for your safety, you don't need to be, especially if you're in a mega church, don't need to be in the house of the Lord. Stay home. And just like Mr. Smith said, stay home.
Well, I understand. I mean, Grammy Awards being canceled is like, major.
I know.
It's a major thing, and I'm sure the Oscars and other things may follow. And it's basically what it's saying is that probably 2020 for half of the year, we're still going to be in a situation where things are not going to be out. Theater world will probably still be out for the majority of 2021. If anything, it may start sometime in fall of 2021. And so to hear this is devastating because it sends a signal that things are not going to be back to normal anytime soon. They've been saying that constantly, but people don't want to believe that. I mean, records are showing right now that on average, there is a person dying from COVID every 33 minutes. Every 33 minutes, somebody's dying of COVID. You hear something like that, that an easy thing that could help us out would be just by wearing your mask. Yeah. But, this is a sign of basically telling people that, and we're still living in a world where you've got to be very careful. Stephen Best says the Emmys and American Music Awards were able to be successful by socially distancing ceremonies. The Grammy Awards will be on March 14th, but it should be socially distanced. So, I mean, I don't know if I should, I got my, LP Productions here. He's going to tell me should I be reading these things out because you could actually see them yourself. And so I don't necessarily have to read them, but we do read them sometimes so we can let people
So
know.
the people on the radio can hear it.
You know, so the people radio can hear, but we're not on the radio. So they can't hear it now because you're playing music. So this is what we're doing right now. Your next story.
I do like what Shelton said. To attend award shows like those is a luxury, not a necessity. The priority is to save lives. And yep, I totally agree. But some people going and everybody got a little upset. It's like, okay, if you was nominated, you're gonna, if you're gonna win, you're gonna get your award. I know a lot of women like, well, I have this dress picked out or this outfit. You know what? Wear it the same day anyway.
Your next story is gonna be about. I gotta check here to make sure we're looking okay. We're okay. So your next story is gonna be about.
The pharmacist sabotage vaccines because he thought they were unsafe. What kind of foolery is this? And this is coming from, they said, a person. What was he? A theorist person? Oh Lord, let me see. This he was an admitted conspiracy theorist. So he thought that the whole thing was gonna mess up the DNA for people if they give that the Moderna vaccine. He thought it was not safe for people and could harm them and change their DNA. He was really reaching.
Yeah, the thing about it is, and I'm gonna stop the video for a second. I'm gonna go back. I thought what he was talking about was kind of crazy. He was basically thinking that somehow or another, by doing this, he would it would change his DNA. You got a lot of people that are doing a lot of crazy things, and it's unfortunate that they believe in some of this craziness. The person you see in the upper right hand corner is the individual right now that they are saying who has done this. And it's unfortunate that he has. I'm trying to stop the picture for a second. It's fortunate that he has done this. There we go. This is the young man who did that because of conspiracy theory. It was a shame that someone would do something like that because there's a lot of people that was waiting for that medicine that's now never going to get it because of that individual. And when you see something like this. This is Trump all the way. This is what Trump has caused people to believe some of these things. Stephen is saying that the pharmacist was fired and should be faced criminal charges. He's right now, if you look at that, he's in court right now dealing with this situation. It's unfortunate that someone out there would believe that they have the power to do something. He's a pharmacist, but he's listening more to Trump and the rhetoric that they're hearing than actually understanding what the virus is about. And so when someone does something like that, it causes a lot of issues. Yeah. And we have to be able to realize that and not allow ourselves to fall prey to, things that we hear just because somebody's talking about. Trump has just been lying to us constantly. And so because of this, we've got to understand that people are doing that and that it's not necessary for him to do something like that.
They Stephen didn't say his license should be stripped away. Ms. Vanessa said the doctors said they may be able to use the vaccine as it wasn't held out long enough to destroy it. But it's just a point. This is what I'm saying. Everything, we know God is in control, but we're putting so much faith on this vaccine. You have to make sure that vaccine is in the right hands of people, the people who are trying to help people, not destroy people. Because I don't know if this was this story or another story somewhere else about some vaccine that was given and it was not the real vaccine to people. So there was like 50-something people took that. And it's like, wow, you could be trying to kill these people. Like I said, we putting our trust in people. We need to really put our trust in God that the right people, that this stuff get to their hands. Because we're thinking all of this is okay. And that's why we as African Americans have so many issues with this. Of should we trust them? Is this trustworthy? Now you just don't know.
And the thing about it is that, African Americans have always been concerned about since the syphilis trial that happened about 50 or 60 years ago, because they just continuously made them believe that they was on this, they were doing this for, medication and to help them with syphilis, but they were just using them as guinea pigs. And then when you see something like this, dozens of people expecting COVID vaccine gets wrong injection in West Virginia, that heightens that concern that people are saying, hey, I may not be getting upset about one thing with this vaccination is going out. There are some people who in the United States and even across the world have already gotten their second, vaccination shot. And there's millions of people who haven't even gotten their first vaccination shot. And so, it's like somehow or another this is not being, and there should be a lot of people of color who are getting these vaccination shots because they're the ones that are out there, the first guards. The people who are out there, are nurses and doctors and, FedEx people and bus and stuff. They need to be getting a lot of this, vaccination, and it's not getting out readily to things. And then they didn't pay attention to how they was going to be doing this because a lot of these doctors and stuff like that and nurses, not only do they not have enough, they don't know how to properly administer some of these drugs. And so they're worried about the administration being done properly. But I think there was one place they was talking about they got to give out 600 vaccination shots within like an hour, 2 hours, or the stuff, they were worried about the stuff not being any good. And so when you hear something like that, you get a little bit concerned when you see, as this thing was talking about, I don't know if y'all can read the article in there, but it's basically talking about
for a minute.
that. Yeah.
Are we behind, Vanessa, in the vaccination shots we're talking about, or behind with the show? Are you guys connecting with us still? Let me know which way are you referring to.
Okay, I see. She said we are very behind, is what she's saying.
Okay, with this.
Yeah, we are very behind on the vaccination shots for sure. And I think what's happening here is that a lot of people are saying that yes, we're very behind on getting the vaccination shots. The vaccine is out there, but it's not being administered properly. You got teachers that they're trying to force to go back to work, and they haven't gotten the vaccination shots. And I mean, this thing is getting a little bit scary because you got some people who probably didn't care if they got the vaccination shot or not. They're getting it. And then you got people who are first responders out there that are not getting the vaccination shot at all. And so this can be a concern to a lot of us when we see something that says dozens of people expecting COVID get the wrong injection. How do you give somebody the wrong injection of the vaccine? It's not there's a lot of it out there.
And when I look at that, it makes me think how easy it is just to put a solution, any type of solution in that valve, any type of just water in there, and put the label of the company on, do the right thing. And they say that, of course, the doctors will get theirs first and stuff, the essential workers, and then the seniors. It's supposed to be 60. Oh, well, Rick, you could get yours. It's supposed to be 60 on up.
I think it's supposed to be 65.
Is it 65?
And they haven't gotten to the 60 age yet, but I think it's 65.
Okay.
I thought it'd be anybody with AARP, but obviously that's not the case.
And she said, Vanessa, that's the thing. You get the first shot. Are you going to be really able to get the second shot coming up? It's so much to it. I'm still not readily jumping for it and stuff. We need to see this roll out a little bit more for me.
Yeah. And so, this is something that is just a very big concern, and people, they have the right to be concerned because we're seeing that, this is not happening the proper way. And like you said, you never know what you're getting. And I'm not trying to down anybody, but all these high profile people who are taking the shots on television and saying it's safe, what you're getting might be safe. It doesn't mean what I'm going to receive is safe. Come to where I live and then take the shot. Then I'll come behind you. But don't be where you are. You're the governor of New York and you're taking the shot on the. See, it's safe. But you go to the Bronx and take that shot where everybody else is taking it? Okay, well, he took the same vaccination that I'm going to be getting. I'm okay. That's the issue that I have with this because a lot of times people are not doing it. I'm ready for my shot. I hate the needles. Yeah, my sister Vanessa don't like the needle. We'll talk about that another time. That was a funny story in itself.
Now, see, that part doesn't bother me. It's what are they inserting inside of my body that bothers me. And someone said before, a celebrity, that you didn't know what was in Tylenol and you took it. I get that. But that's just, to me, totally different.
Yeah, and you can sue Tylenol. You can't sue the government for vaccine shots. You can try. You can, good luck. As that thing says, good luck. Good luck on trying to sue the government for vaccination shots that go wrong. Most of those people that went through the syphilis trial from the African American men, they did give them some money, some like 40 years later, but the majority of them was dead, and they had to give it to the family members, the preceding family members. It took them about 40-something years before they can get anything, and that was a class action lawsuit. So, like I said, good luck if you think that that's going to happen, because they're not. Hey, when a commercial break right now on the radio show, Let's Stay Together Talk, we're going to start playing some of the commercials that we're doing, and then we're going to get back onto the air. So hold on, listen up to these commercials, and we're going to jump back on the air, okay?
Same thing for you. Contact my friend Kyle at 708-570-3260 and tell them that Rick McKinney of the Let's Stay Together Talk Show sent you.
Hard on these races. Senate Republicans are deeply frustrated. They look at Donald Trump.
Looking for the perfect design to highlight your company? Need a stylish flyer for the workshop class or an amazing banner to showcase your product or business? Well, eFay Designs got you covered. eFay Designs will provide you with quality designs at a price that won't hurt your budget. Contact Brenda McCain at eFay Designs at efaydesigns@gmail.com, where we make your design dreams come true. People are saying LSTT podcast is smashed. We didn't try to be extra. You so flex. We ain't about that life. We just straight fire. I feel you. Spill the tea with the LSTT crew. You think you're using up slang? And you know this. Please just start the show. You are now tuned into Let's Stay Together Talk. People are...
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Stay Together Talk. Your host, Reverend Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that music that we were playing for you. We had In the Mist by Yolanda Adams, and then we had Smokey Norfolk, playing his song, I Need You Now, and then Love Is Gonna Last. I like that one. That is...
States. But so far, only 4.5 million people have received them. There are 21 million healthcare workers nationwide and 3 million residents of nursing homes and long-term care facilities. The numbers just don't match up. The United States is far behind where we need to be. And Vanessa did say you can sue the hospital and the maker of the vaccine if that's not what you got. But it was so funny. She also said that why you suing on what's his name called Glenn Lerner. He sues everybody.
There's a lawyer for you called 222-2222.
Yep, look at you. Yep, that's what you got to do. So hey,
for those of you all that probably live in Chicago, you probably everybody else who listens to the radio show probably like, who in the heck is he talking about? Who's Glenn Lerner? Glenn Lerner, I think it's like Lerner or something. But yeah, I mean, you could call him for sure. But hey, I still say good luck with trying to do that. Hey, welcome back to the Let's Stay Together Talk Show. Your host, Reverend Rick McCain, my baby, my girl, my boo, Arthur Brenda McCain, Tracy Brown. How we're doing social distancing. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube now and Twitch. So we're trying to reach out to more people. I think we may have lost some people again because I think the thing went out and then came back in because the thing dropped down. So I don't know. But y'all come on back now. You hear? So we got a couple of things that's going on. We're going to get this all together.
And it's looking good so far. But with everything that's new, everything that's new, we have to just keep working with it and keep trying with it. We'll get it together. Give us a couple more weeks just to be
No, a
straight.
couple more weeks, nothing. It's gonna happen in another week or two.
Okay,
Ooh, look
well,
at
that's a
all of
couple
those
weeks, a
things
week or
that came
two.
through. So, wow, Stephen Best really had a lot to say about New York. So we're gonna go on. So I do want you all to know that you can look at this on YouTube. We're gonna start promoting that a little bit more, and there's a new thing called Twitch. You can go out there. LP Productions. What do they need to know about Twitch? Tell me a little bit about it. Pick up that mic and tell me about it.
Twitch is a streaming platform where a lot of today's podcast and shows and whatnot go to. So streaming to Twitch and YouTube will help you guys reach a larger audience.
All right, so there you go. So that's what LP Productions is telling us Twitch can do. So you got Facebook. You can look at it on some Facebook. That's where the old people go. You know, us ARRP people go to. You can go to YouTube.
I just asked that handsome little dude behind you earlier. Are you on Facebook? I got an account. I don't never check it.
Yeah, and I wouldn't check Facebook either if we didn't have a radio show. And then now you got Twitch. So we're trying to expand the audience. You know, it's going to take a little time, but we're trying to do something new to get more people to listen to the show. You know, and so we're going to be working on that. So tell people doing some blast out there on YouTube. And I don't know, can you do blast and stuff like that on Twitch?
Yes.
Okay, you're not on the mic.
Yes.
So you can. So we're gonna be doing. So we got some great things coming up for y'all. So you're gonna hear a lot of great things on the show. Hey, baby. So what are we gonna do about? Let's talk about it. Brenda, you and those space things, boy.
Let's talk about it. Huh?
You and those space movements.
I'm trying not to, but I just noticed I went out. On Let's Talk About It. Our New Year's resolutions begins with you. Part 1. Are you healed, Rick? Are you healed?
Yeah. So the New Year. So everybody is always talking. Every time in 2021, the end, December 31st, and even before that, they're always talking about what they're gonna do for the new year. I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna learn this. I'm gonna study that. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go there. And we always do that. But when we make these resolutions, are we healing ourselves from the things that stopped us from doing what we wanted to do in the first year, in previous year? The year changes, but that doesn't mean you change. But what we do a lot of times, we try to psych ourselves all out by saying, well, what I'm doing now, I'm going to be different this year because, the day has changed. But have we healed ourselves from the issues that has caused us? I'm one of those people that almost every year I'm going to say, I'm going to lose some weight. Now I'm making a major commitment now because I'm buying equipment that I'm spending some money on that is letting me know that if I'm going to do this, I need to lose some weight. So I'm spending the money on it. And I like the fact that I'm doing it because I'm getting a gym at home that I can work in and I don't have to run out in a lot of different places, especially now with COVID. But for previous years, I would always say, I'm going to work to lose weight. I'm going to work to lose weight. And what would do these things, not me and you, but people that said that, we would do it for a while. We would get that gym membership. We would do that. We get that. And then we would eventually stop. And gym memberships back in my day, they loved the fact that you would do that because they would have you have a 2-year commitment.
Mm-hmm. You paying anyway.
And that was their great time to get money because they figured even if you don't come, as long as we get that $39.95 money to us, we don't care if you're there or not. It's just money that's coming to us. We never heal ourselves from what is causing us not to do what we want to do that we always wanted to do before. I was talking to my nephew Philip, and I was saying, I want to be able to play. I want to play music. I sing a little. I wanted to play music. I've been saying that for a while, but have I healed myself, or have I dealt with the things that were stopping me from doing what I say that I'm going to do? So that's why I say a healing process. Not that you have to go to church and get some holy water done on you, but mentally heal your mind to say that what I'm going to do this year, I'm actually going to accomplish it. Some of you all might call it goals. Some of you all might call it resolutions. And to believe that you can do it, the majority of the times what happens in January, we don't do what we say we're going to do.
It's just, as I was saying, it was like last year, the craze was vision board. For months, January, February, March, let's make that vision board COVID sort of wiped everything out that was on your vision, but it shouldn't have, but it did. And then you have people, like you said, I have to set these goals, vision board goals, resolutions. Don't even want to put a title on it anymore. I just want to do it because I had so much on that vision board last year. I think I only accomplished a good 4 of them. And I just tossed it to the wayside because I got caught up in a distraction like everybody else in the world of what was going on. And now, as far as with resolution, I was just telling my mom, I just don't believe in it no more, resolutions. I believe in this is what I'm going to do for me, not for someone else. Like Rick and I can't say to each other, you need to lose the weight. Lose the weight for me. It would never get done. You have to do whatever you're going to do for yourself and set a time frame in doing it. Not pressure yourself or bomb yourself out if you don't continue to do it. But you have to stay focused and have that positive energy to do what you need to do. And some of us, we just start off, after the first 2 weeks, you don't see no results of anything, which you're not going to see even in the first month. You got to stick with it. But you got to have your mind right for it. Like every year I do say this, my goal always is, I started small. I have to lose from January to my birthday in March. I try to lose at least 5 pounds. And when I do that, I can lose 10 pounds. But I always hit my 5-pound mark. I truly do. And then I fall off and pick back up, do well. But for the resolution, like you said, what's stopping you from healing of doing something? Like if you want to stop smoking, what's stopping you from stopping to smoke? Well, I'm around people that smoke every day. What that got to do with you?
Yeah. And see, when we make resolutions, it's just a promise to ourselves of what we want to do. But a lot of times we don't follow up that promise. I'm gonna make sure that I get a new job, or I'm gonna get me a new I won't say new outfits because people buy clothes all the time. Promises to ourselves that we when we say it at the end of the year, we don't necessarily follow up on it on. So what is that? What?
Got to break. A couple of messages say that we end the show because they don't hear us no more.
They don't hear us anymore. Where?
Or see us.
Tell them to refresh.
Hit refresh. Oh,
okay.
Lord.
And so
Hit
they tell they
refresh
can't
and
see
maybe
us
you could,
on where?
On Facebook.
On Facebook.
Yeah, tell them to refresh on Facebook.
Yeah,
It should be
the
there.
show went down for a second.
Yeah.
We'll fix the show, the live stream going down. By the time next time you guys see them, those shouldn't be any problems. Just new setup, new problems.
Yeah, and that always happens. So for those of you all on Facebook, go out there again and tell them to just come back, and you're telling them on Facebook that about that.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're on Facebook, they should be able to see us, right? They just refresh it.
I just to let them know, refresh
Okay.
your page.
So did they just see something standing still? Is
well,
that what they're
mine
doing?
just went out completely, so.
Because you just need to, like you said,
It applies to me too.
Right. And so, a lot of times when people are doing this, they're making these promises, but they're not necessarily following through, because what has harmed them or hurt them or stopped them from